Hello, welcome to my channel. My name's Jenny, and this is as you can see, my very first video, and I'm really nervous. Um, I've This is my third take on this video. The first one I lost the first part, so you didn't get to see me repurposing the book from scratch to create this art journal. And the second one was when I started doing the painting, which you'll get to see a bit later on. The first part of me starting the painting off is missing, unfortunately. Um, I won't go into the process too much about making the journal so much. It's more about the reason why I'm doing the journal, I guess. And why I'm adding in what I'm adding in here, which is old artwork from some of my sketchbooks I've gone through and just pulled out a bit of the artwork. This piece actually has meaning for me, very strong meaning. It was painted just after my husband passed away, and I might go into that in another video. Just that I need to try and stay on track, and I'm so nervous that I feel like I'm already going off track. So I'm sorry if I'm waffling here. But yes, I'm just going to glue this in, and it's just a memory that I want to keep in the journal. And the reason why I'm keeping some of my artwork, some of which you'll see a bit later, is not very good artwork. But it's about the journey of how far I've come as a developing artist, and I've found it very, very hard to allow myself to be seen. And I'm being called from my spirit guides to be seen, to allow myself to put myself out there to the wider world. And yeah, so here I am doing this. The heart that you can see I did last year, no, I did about 2 years ago, 2 years ago, I reckon. And I was really proud of that. The sketch turned out really awesome. And then I coloured it with polychromos, Faber-Castell pencils. And I was so proud of the way it turned out. The colours blended beautifully and everything. So you'll see that I don't actually glue it in. That's the original heart. The heart is the original painting, and I can't bring myself to glue it in. So it sort of gets shuffled around here and there. This one is Make a Wish. Again, it was done in the last 2 to 3 years. I can't really tell at the moment. On the video I can't really see. Let me just see if I can see it on here. 21. I did it in 2021. Another time in my life that was quite trauma filled, and so again it has a lot of meaning for me. And it's also, although she looks a bit weird, she's got that real ghosty space ethereal sort of look to her, with her grey skin and all. But she's very whimsical, which is my art style, and I like it. So again, it's a part of my journey, and so that's why she's been included. Um, Here I've decided to pull out some quotes and bits and pieces from a journal that I had stashed away from years ago. And the piece actually that I just folded and put away, that was a piece of transcript from meditation I did. It's automatic writing, and one of my very first efforts at connecting to spirit and having channeled through a message for me to write with the help of spirit. So that was really cool, and I've decided to include that in. Uh, Now I'm going to put in some pockets just so that I can store these papers and bits and pieces. Um, I probably will add a few pockets here and there within the journal, but the journal I want predominantly for doing artwork and helping me to get back into my zone, so to speak, to find um, my mojo again, I guess. And the journal overall is just to help me to create balance in my life, and for me to be in flow with life and with my hobby businesses. I also do another creative business. I do junk journals, and yeah, I need to try and create more flow, as they say, because over the last 3 years, I have been very disconnected and somewhat disassociated and detached. I can't think of any other words, but all those things due to an abusive friendship situationship that I was going through. And as of June last year, I've been going through the awakening process because of that. I walked away, or I detached actually, probably a year before. Uh, but it all came to a, a terrible, terrible ending, and everything they say about that tarot card, the Ten of Swords, and the Tower card. Oh, I got that like 100 times fold. I tell you, it was the most horrendous time of my life. But I'm through it, coming through it, and healing quite well. And I'm called to do this. Come back to my art, to come back to what is authentically me, and creating this space within this book cover is really important. It's a huge, important part of my healing process. My progress through this awakening period, and hopefully will help me to align with my purpose and any blessings that are, due to come to me. I do believe that at this point in time of my life, I am already quite blessed. I am very grateful for the life that I already have. But I'm hoping that by doing this journal and creating this channel and getting back to what I love doing and ultimately, hopefully, inspiring other people, that I will, you know, fully be back to the person that I was prior to 2018 when my husband actually passed away. Um, so yeah, life sort of went a bit crazy after that for me, and I'm just getting back to finding me again. This is probably not the best recorded voiceover ever, but I'm trying really hard to keep it together. I knew when I started the journal several weeks ago, I knew clearly what I was going to say. I had full clarity on what was going to be the content of this voiceover, and I've let it go, procrastinated on it for so long, and I've had this nudging deep in my um, deep in my soul that I need to get this out, and I need to do this now, and I need to stop procrastinating. So here's to my higher self for pushing me to do this. Um, okay, so the little painting I'm doing here obviously is mixed media. I'm using acrylic paint, and at the moment I'm using a gelato, a Faber-Castell gelato. I'm having a really tough time doing this. I remember that I was so frustrated because I just could not get this background to work the way I wanted it to work. The actual tri-scale and the eye I had already done on a piece of uh, watercolor paper. It was a piece that I had done several months prior, and I decided that I would cheat, and instead of doing a painting from scratch, I would just glue this in and do a background around it and put a quote with it, and everything would be wonderful. But you know what? It was just looking so crappy, and I was just not happy with it. And no matter what I did, it just wouldn't work. And I was bordering on overworking this piece. In the end, it turned out okay for a journal for, just a bit of chill time. It's certainly not one that I could do a print of and put in my Etsy shop, but, it served a purpose. And the purpose was for me to just chill out and have some fun and to do something in this journal that actually has a lot of meaning for me. I feel very connected to the Triskel. It's I guess it's a part of my affinity with uh, the Celts, and I love Celtic symbology, and some Norse symbology as well. But the Triskel is one that if I buy a pendant, it would be a Triskel. Triskels often appear in my artwork, along with other symbols. Um, I really am taken with sacred geometry, and I'm actually introducing that into a lot of my art lately. It's become a I don't know what you call it. It's become a thing that I have to include in my art, and yeah, and I really enjoy doing eyes. I'm not absolutely perfect at it. I'm getting better at doing eyes, but I really do enjoy doing them. So, and the eye in the center for me is it represents my connection to, along with the Triskel, my connection to spirit, to the divine, and to be able to uh, converse with them in some way. Um, which of late, over the last couple of years, with all the depression that I've gone through, and the abuse, the narcissistic abuse that I was subjected to, um, I have felt I have had a lot of difficulty with. I've over the last since 2018 when my husband passed, and then over the last 3 years with this narcissistic relationship that I was in, I've felt very disconnected and alone, not just in my 3D world, but with spirit as well. I know that spirit is there all the time, but I have actually felt quite alone. The quote I'm writing here, it's a beautiful quote, and it it is so appropriate. One day I stopped, listened, and heard the most beautiful sound, my soul. I I came across that quote a few weeks ago, and I was going through yet another tower moment, and that just really hit home to me. I'll read it again. One day I stopped, listened, and heard the most beautiful sound, my soul. And yeah, that just spoke volumes to me. So I had to include it. Oh, God, here comes more terrible art. But they were so early. So they would be about 5 years old, those artworks. I'm going to do the cover now, so I had to rough up because it was very smooth. The finish had like a smooth lacquered finish on it, so I roughed it up a little bit so the paint could adhere a bit better to it. And I had a hard time with the cover as well, but it didn't look too bad in the end. I want to share another quote with you that I didn't include in this um, video. Like I didn't actually write it into the journal. I will do at some point, but because this also has a lot of meaning to this particular video, the reasons why I've created this journal, And so that's why I want to include it. Dare to declare who are the, sorry, I'll start again. Oh my God. Dare to declare who are, I'll get it together. I'll be able to actually say it with good grammar, I'm sure. Okay, third time's a charm. Dare to declare who you are. It is not far to the shores of silence, the boundaries of speech. The path is not long, but the way is deep. You must not walk there. You must be prepared to, to leap. And that's by Saint Hildegard of Bingen. I think that's how you pronounce it. And for me, that's about my authenticity. It's about my integrity. It's about the journey. It's about the lifelong journey, about when you become mature enough to understand the importance of being authentic and taking that leap to be you. I'm an artist, not a real good one, but I'm an artist, and I have something that I can contribute. My art is very representative of my most inner thoughts, the most deepest thoughts. My art expresses my very deep emotions, my feelings. My art expresses the way the world, the whole world impacts me, and my local world, the world immediately around me, how it impacts me, and how the people who I connect with impact me, and how I don't, I'm not sure how to express this. I don't really know. It's about my art's about relationships, my relationships with people, and the connectedness I feel with people. Um, I don't know. It's difficult for me to explain. But yeah, my art is a very spiritual. It is a spiritual journey for me, I guess. That would be the most succinct way of putting it. And so it is me, and helping people and inspiring people is something that I've always wanted to do. And so, yeah, this quote about authenticity and integrity and being the person that you truly are, taking the leap to trust in the universe, the divine, or God, or whatever name you would like to put to that source, having trust and faith that you are never really alone. And this journal and my getting back to my doing art and hopefully inspiring others, not just through my art. I'm sure that you'll get a download or two from my connections with spirit, my spirit guides, um, will be inspiring. I figure if it inspires me, it's got to inspire other people out there in this big wide world. So I'm just going through the journal again, showing you it finished. I did varnish it, and I added some washi tape to the spine, and yeah, I'm overall I was quite happy with it. It's very sort of um, it's put together in true junk journal type style, actually, because the papers are all uneven in size. I've got sketch paper, I've got watercolor paper in there. I've added book page, like music page, and a book page in there. I've added some packing, scrunched up packing paper, which is awesome for collage and painting on. And there's quite a few pages for various bits of art and journaling. So every now and then I'll come back and do a journal entry, and I'll do it on video. And I'll also do paintings on canvas, or whatever surface. Like I've got watercolor paper and canvases that all need painting on. So I do watercolor painting and acrylic painting, but all my art is mixed media. So apologies for the sort of disjointed voiceover, but I'm really not used to doing voiceovers. I'm used to talking my way through a process, and this is some of my previous artworks. That one you just saw is spiritual enlightenment, and then that one is what one is it? Insight. That one is, yeah, Insight. It's one of my most recent paintings. And this one is Spirited. There's a really interesting story that goes with that one. This one I did back in 2019, just after not long after my husband passed. And this one is about an empath. It's called Sybil. It's a watercolor mixed media. And I'm just finishing off with a quick scan of my little art studio. I would just like to say thank you for clicking on the video and hopefully watching it all the way through. And I do hope to see you here again. Bye for now. Peaceful blessings, everybody. Love to all.